just to start, I mean, you guys have competed against Alabama, A&M, and Auburn after the last game. I guess this is kind of a two-parter, but just what do you think it says about your guys that you guys are competing in these games? And then the second part is just kind of what do you think kind of needs to happen for you guys to get over that line and beat one of these big time top level teams?
Yeah, we're competing. Our guys haven't let go of the rope. Our guys still believe. Our guys are preparing every day to win every game. It's one game at a time, and we don't take any moral victories from those games. We are trying to win those games, and of course, as the score will show, that we've came up short, obviously, in terms of winning the game. But what we've talked about and what some of the things that we're going to emphasize and focus on is that we finish the process, right? We got to make big plays and big play moments, right? When the game is in the balance and the game is right there to grab and to take, then we got to make those plays, whether it's big free throws, whether it's a big rebound after we played really good defense, whether it's a good stop, a 50-50 ball, whether it's a big time shot that we get an open look. We have to make those plays in order to change the outcome, and our energy in terms of got to be right to have that result change. So we're trying, and that's our focus.
And then just kind of looking ahead to tomorrow's game, obviously Missouri is a team that you guys have seen and kind of fits into the same mold as some of the teams you guys have played previously. Just are they doing anything differently from last time that you guys have saw them, or just kind of what are you seeing on film when you look at them?
Yeah, the number one thing, and they're playing with more confidence, extreme confidence. I think that their confidence level right now, of which how they're playing, is at an all-time high. It's through the roof, and they got their guys playing at a high level right now in terms of a confidence standpoint. They're not hesitant. They're aggressive. They're playing. They're hooping. And so that will be the only difference in terms of how they play from a confidence standpoint. And that's a very deadly weapon when you have a team of guys that they play almost 12 guys a game, and they're all playing with extreme confidence. They're all in it together, and it's the power of uh, their team, the power of the friendship and the love of their team. You can see how together they are. It's the power of the togetherness. And so we got to play against that. We got another good team in our building, and uh, uh, our plan is to win the game. Connor?
Hey, Coach, you talked about confidence and how Missouri's playing with confidence. Y'all have a couple of guys that are looked like that they were struggling with that confidence against Auburn. Big Z, especially, is shooting the ball. He looked like he just, didn't have that confidence that he had the prior games. What have y'all said to him, and how's his mindset been since really struggling on Wednesday?
I don't think Z's confidence wavered. I think that he just missed shots that he had been making. If he I think you got to look at it in a different way. If he was lacking confidence, maybe he wouldn't have continued to take those shots. He continued to take those shots because we believe and he believed that he's going to make it. We trust his shot, and he didn't shy away from those shots. One right in front of our bench there went in and out. It was down and out. And so um, Z's going to get back in the gym and go through his progressions, to go through his shooting, and try and make those shots here against Missouri. But I don't think it was a case of lack of confidence or lack of thereof. I think that he shown that he had confidence because you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So if you keep taking the shots, and you got to have a short memory, right? You have to have amnesia. And I think Z had amnesia. He showed that he was confident. He showed that it's all about the next shot. That's why he kept shooting those shots.
That's a good point. Do you see y'all going to him early, maybe just to see if to get him in that rhythm starting on Saturday, or is it just something y'all still stick with the same game plan, same mindset, or do y'all kind of change how you use him early on?
No, I think that what we want to have from Z is a inside outside threat. We don't, again, ever particularly want him to just fall in love with the three. We like for him to play in the inside some and also take his shots when he get open looks from the 3-point line. And I think that that would be the only adjustment we will make to try to, get Z to be a dual threat, not just a one-trick pony, so to speak, and just only shoot threes. We need him as a 7-2, as he got a lot of touch around the rim to play inside and out.
Last one from me. Mark Mitchell, their big man, Missouri's big man. He's averaging 20 and a half points a game last 3 games or last 4 games. Just what makes him so difficult, and what do you need from your front court to slow him down?
Well, what makes him difficult is originally he was a wing, a three, so to speak, a forward. And so now they're playing him at the 5. So he's playing some small ball 5. And so that, presents a matchup problem with you have typical 5 men trying to guard him at the 5. He's out on the floor. He's driving the ball. They're setting ball screens, inverted ball screens for him to get downhill. So they use him as a forward at the 5. And so that presents a matchup problem in some cases. He's playing really well right now. Again, extremely confident right now, and they utilize him in a significant way for their team. It works for that group. It really works for that group.
Jackson.
Yeah, Coach, Cal hasn't really shied away from the importance of these games. I think he called the Auburn game a Final Four game for you guys, and has sent the message out of how important this closing stretch is. I'm wondering, is there any different vibes in the building? How have the players kind of responded with the pressure that comes with these end of season games?
I think it's important to let the players know when the stakes are high, right? And the stakes are high at this point right now, and Coach has done a good job of laying out what's in front of us and what's the end goal. If we take care of our business, I think that it's important that your players have some skin in the game, right? It's important for them to know what's at stake. It's important for them to know the importance of each possession and what each possession means. And I think our guys understand that. I think our guys want it. I think our guys are going to fight for it. And if we continue to fight for it, and obviously no one is going to feel sorry for us, no one's going to give us anything. You get what you deserve, right? You get what you earn, and so we have to go out and earn it, and it's right there in front of us. We have the opportunities. Being in this league, you get so many quad one matchups, so many high net teams that you play that can play very well for your resume, and so. We know what it is. We know what it's going to take, and we're up for the challenge. Our players are locked in, and so it's for us to carry out the game plan, to get over the hump, and to start chipping away at some of these wins, starting with one game at a time, and that's Missouri.
You guys have had like two of the biggest wins, Michigan and Kentucky. The scoring was upper 80s for you guys. Kentucky held them in the 70s, but and then it seems like a lot of times the games, can stay in the mid 60s and there's a slow pace. So I'm just curious, like at this point of the season, with how the teams kind of changed from the start, what pace do you guys want to play at? Is it we want the high scoring games, or is it a mindset of let's kind of mud it up a little bit down the stretch?
I think the game dictates itself in terms of who you're playing and their style versus our style, right? The styles make the fight. And so, for example, Auburn was the number 1 scoring team in our league, and obviously they score a bunch, right? They have a unlimited amount of talent that they bring in and out on the bench. But for us, we're one of the top teams defensively, and so only one team has been able to hit their average points against us. So we are a team that doesn't let you get your average. We're a team now that doesn't let you shoot the amount of threes that you want to shoot. We're a team that gritty the game up, right? And so for us, we want to control the pace as well as control what you do on the defensive end. And so as long as we can control it and make the rules, we'll go with whatever the score is, whether it's 65, 75. We're fine with that. But as long as we make the rules, we're trying to dictate the rules of the game in terms of how it's being played. And I think last game we played against Auburn, it was played the way we wanted the game to be played. Unfortunately, we came up a little short at the end. A couple of offensive rebounds, one drive on the baseline, a tip in, two tip ins, and I think that's where we lost the game.
Last one from me. Adu had a nice bounce back performance against Auburn, but even his buckets, they seemed a little difficult. He was fighting through traffic, everything. Not a lot of easy stuff for him. How do you maybe go about getting him some easier looks, and what does maybe he need to do to kind of generate some better easy offense for himself?
Offensive rebounds, transition. But I tell you, when you're at the top of the scouting report, it's not going to be easy for you, right? He's at the top of the scouting report in terms of our team, how other teams look at our team, right? And they scout. He's at the top. And so a lot of teams are going to load up on him and try to make it difficult for him. I think that he poses that kind of threat that if Adu is getting off or able to dominate the game on the offensive end, then that poses a threat for that particular team. And so him being at the top of our scout report, it's going to be difficult. His shots are going to be tough, and they're going to double team him. They're going to load it up. They're going to shrink the box, right? They're going to do that. And we understand that. We watch a ton of film, and there's ways we even talked about yesterday in film of how we can do some other things to get him some easier looks, but it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy for anyone.
Thanks, Jim.
Anthony, wraps up, please.
Yeah, I guess just looking at the box score, you guys didn't get any points out of Z or Jonas or Trevin against Auburn. Just how did you feel that kind of affected that game, and how have you guys kind of addressed that going into tomorrow's game?
We need everyone. We need Jonas to contribute. Had a conversation with Trevin yesterday in film. We need him to contribute, and obviously we need Z to contribute. Our team is only strong as it is the sum of our parts. And that means that we need everybody. There's not one player on our team that can go into a phone booth and put on a cape and come out and be Superman and win the game for us. We need contributions from everybody. This is a tough league, probably the best league in the history of college basketball. And for us to succeed, we need bits and pieces from everybody. And so we're trying to get TB to play at his level for us, Jonas and Z. And when that happens, when everybody's hitting on that cylinder, when everybody's hitting on that chord, we're going to be really tough. And that's what we're expecting to have here on Saturday. We need for everybody to contribute in front of our home fans, our crowd. We got the Missouri Tigers, one of the hottest teams in the country right now. We need for all of those guys to play well. And here's one of I'm going to leave you guys with this. This is the saying that I say to our guys a lot. If everyone is good, no one has to be great. So that's what we need on Saturday against Missouri.